What's up YouTube? I'm the Gaming Coach, and in today's video we're playing Watcher of Realms. So for today's video I'm going to show you my own personal value calculator and how I use it. Before we get started, I want to make sure to tell you guys that you do not need to spend a dime in this game to enjoy it. Watcher of Realms is one of the best free-to-play experiences that you could possibly have in any of the gacha games. So I have a free-to-play account. I know other content creators have free-to-play accounts. You know, they're showcasing what you can do free-to-play. You know, the account that you guys see most of the time, though, is definitely not free-to-play, and that's where these values are going to come in. So if you are a spender and you choose to do so, that is up to you. You know, you get to choose what you do with your own money. If this is what you do to relax or enjoy the game that you want to play, or the competitive juices get flowing and you have that extra income to spend, I understand that as well. I am not one of those high-end spenders. I'm more of like a low-end spender that gets a lot of bang for my buck. So I only will purchase things whenever it's a really great deal, and I'll only do the things that help me progress my account. The first thing I want to point out to you guys is the reasoning in the right-hand column. So this is where I came up with all the math. This is where I've done the calculations to show what the value is for each thing. But it is also strictly based on my account. You know, I use the privilege pass, I have it active, and so some of the things might not be exactly the same for your account. And you can make changes on this whenever I make it available for you guys. You'll just download it, make a copy of it, and then you'll be able to edit it to your specifications. But the first things that we look at here are the summoning crystals. And when it comes to the summoning crystals, guys, they do the same thing that every gacha game does. It's called price anchoring, and it's where they will post a pack that looks like a much better deal than another pack of the same thing. So you notice some days we'll have ancient summoning crystals for $4 each. Right next to the same pack system, you know, the next pack over, we'll have them at like $10 each. So they're trying to convince you that the $4 is a good value because you don't want to spend $10 per shard, obviously. So make sure you're paying attention to that, guys. Make sure you know that price anchoring is a thing. You know, businesses have been doing it forever. Gacha games have definitely been doing it since they've become a thing. But make sure you are paying attention to those prices. So these are the prices that are about the best value you're going to see in game. The rare summoning crystals are usually about $1 each, the ancient summoning crystals are about $4 each, and the divine summoning crystals are about $12.50 each. Sometimes, yes, you can find them on better deals. You know, a lot of Fridays we can actually get rare summoning crystals in that chain, and it turns out that the math is going to be a little bit better than one shard equals $1. I understand that, but this is the basic value that I can figure out as far as I can tell. The next ones is where the math starts coming into play, so you might have to bear with me here as I try to explain it. And yes, these numbers over here look absolutely tiny, but you've got to remember on some of these you're dealing in the hundreds of thousands whenever you're dealing with packs and things of that nature, or whenever you're farming you're dealing sometimes in the millions or tens of millions. So the numbers will get a lot higher just based on the amount that you're getting. I broke it down per individual instead of like 10,000 at a time or 100,000 at a time. So diamonds, this is the value I came up with because 88 diamonds equals one shard, which one shard equals $1. And so we break that down. This is the value per diamond. For stamina, 60 diamonds equals 200 stamina. Anyone can purchase that at any time. The huge stamina potions are 60 diamonds each, and they're worth 200 stamina. So this is the value that we come up with for those whenever we're dealing in packs. That way I did the math for you, makes it a little bit easier if they've got energy or if they've got stamina and the huge stamina potions as well. For gold, this is where it gets a little bit trickier because like I said, I'm using the privilege pass and I will always do it with a gold bonus active. So I suggest you guys don't ever farm experience or gold unless you've got those bonuses active. You're pretty much getting double the bang for your buck, right? You're getting 2 times as much. And so for me currently, I get 2,752 gold per stamina each run I do. So this is where the value comes in here. And then for experience, I have Razak and I'm using the privilege pass. So I get 1,002.8 experience per stamina every run I'm doing. Okay, so this is where the values are coming in for the experience, the gold, etc. For 1-star heroes, I came up with this value because using the Dwarven Association price of 1,000 gold. You know, this is the value they're telling us they're worth in-game. because you'll see them where they're 20% off, 40%, whatever. So the price they say they are valued at is 1,000 gold. We convert that from this amount right here, and we get this amount. So the second one is the 2-star heroes, and they're worth 5,000 gold according to the Dwarven Association price. And we're always picking those up, you know, to upgrade our heroes, star up our heroes that we're wanting to be stronger. And so we're definitely going to be purchasing those in the Dwarven Association. The next one is the 3-star hero, and this is where it gets a little bit trickier, because if you remember, you can sell them for 30 diamonds when you sell each blue 3-star hero. So whenever you go to do the sell, you click their little blue icon, they're worth 30 diamonds each. So if they're worth 30 diamonds, 30 times the amount up here gives you this number right here. The psychic powers becomes a little bit trickier because they don't take up space in your you know, they don't take up space whenever it comes to the amount of heroes you can have, but they also don't help you in the starring up process. You can't build them to the next level to keep starring up other things. So they're only used as fodder for that individual rank. So for this one, I have 2 1-star heroes plus 500 gold plus 1800 experience is equal to this amount. So a 2-star hero is cheaper than ranking up a 1-star. And by that, I mean it's a better deal to be purchasing them from the Dwarven Association than to rank up 1-star heroes, if that makes sense. So for a 3-star psychic power, 3 2-star heroes plus 1,000 gold and 7,050 experience. 7,050 experience. And so you add all those together, you come up with this amount. A 4-star psychic power is 3 times psychic power. 3-star heroes worth more to the gym trade-in. And by that, I mean that you're getting more for blues, so definitely don't be using blues to rank up heroes. You want to be using your 3-star heroes just to get your diamonds back. You want to use those for stamina or more pools, etc. And so this is where this value is going to come into play, because you're adding in the 5,000 gold plus 35,000 experience. Then your 5,000 psychic power, your 5-star psychic power, excuse me, is 5 4-star psychic power plus 20,000 gold plus 85,000 experience, and it pops up this value whenever you do all that. Now we're down to the extracts, and the legendary extract and mythic extract. Honestly, if you are in game, I would not suggest even considering purchasing these, because you get them in such abundance that you don't need to. You know, if you're early game, I get it, you need it to promote your heroes, but if you are in game, there is no reason you should not have enough of these. You know, I rank up random heroes so that I can make content on them, and I still have plenty of both of those. So guys, this is one of those that's completely up to you. I'm not gonna make it a 000 value here, because, you know, it does have some value whenever they're included in a pack, but it's just not much for in-game players. That moves on to the Insignia of Glory. So we have the Insignia of Glory 1, and this is straight from farming them in-game. This is the stages that they come from and the value that you're getting for them. So in stage 3, because this is where you're getting the blue ones, you get 5.5 average per 9 stamina, or you can buy 5 in the Dwarven Association for 2,500 gold. Farming is technically bad value on these, so it's a better value to purchase them straight from the Dwarven Association than it is to farm them yourself. Obviously, sometimes you're not going to want to wait. You're going to be going straight to farming them because you're going to want to rank up those heroes. I get that, but I'm not going to value something based on something whenever I can get better value from purchasing it in the Dwarven Association. For the Insignia of Glory 2s, the Insignia of Glory 2, the Stage Extreme 1 is going to be the one where you can get the most of them, and you get 17 average per 18 stamina. So you can buy 3 in the Dwarven Association for 3,000 gold, and that's a better value. So it's the same thing. You want to be buying these in the Dwarven Association because it's just a better value for your resources. Insignia of Glory 3, from stage 15, which is the one that you get the most of the golds for some reason. You know, you have the extremes after that. But the ones where you're getting Insignia of Glory 3, the highest value you can farm them at is stage 15 at 8.5 average per 18 stamina. The next category is the dust. Rare skill dust falls under that category, and rare skill crystals, even for that matter, falls in the category of the extract, where if you are in-game, never purchase this. There's no reason you should be buying this. They have no value to you almost, because rares in this game, there's very few of them that are worth building. There are some great rares. There's just not very many of them. You're going to have plenty of dust and skill crystals to go around for those heroes. You know, since they've implemented the donation system, yes, there is times when we're using these now, but you should have plenty. Epic skill crystals and epic skill dust. So late game spenders probably won't need a ton of these, but everyone else will. So if you are free to play, you know that the epics in this game are very good. There are some of them that are better than legendaries in my opinion, especially like Dolores or any of those. You know, the lords have great value. You've got different heroes in the game that you're going to want to skill up. If you are a late game player, you're probably going to be getting these in rewards for the events, so you don't necessarily need to worry about it. But if you are early on, then yes, I think there is value here for you. Now the legendary skill dust and legendary skill crystals, on the other hand, they are very valuable. And by that, I mean they're hard to come by. So yes, you can get skill dust, but crystals are very difficult. Only certain events offer them. There's no way of just farming them as far as that goes. You know, yes, you can get a few of the pieces of them each time, the fragments, but it is very difficult to get them, and I think that they are one of the best values as far as being able to increase and impact your account no matter what stage you're at. Because it is one of those where it's a guaranteed value. Each time you pull a shard, there's a pretty good chance you're not getting something that's helping you, but each time you use a legendary skill crystal, it is going to be helping your account. Now this is where it gets really difficult, because Epic Hero Soulstone, this is what you would use to awaken a purple hero, an epic hero, and you definitely want to be using these on the rare ones. You know, you want to be using them on the lords, you want to be using them on, if you had a Dolores, if you have things of that nature that are the more rare epics, then that is a good way of using these. So because of that, they have great value also, because you're spending to try to pull on shards, but this is a guaranteed awakening on one of those really rare heroes. That's why the legendary hero Soulstone is actually very difficult to come up with a value on. I'll explain how I came up with this value, but honestly, I don't know if it's anywhere in the right ballpark. You need to use these very sparingly. You're definitely going to want to save them for the right hero, because they're hard to get. You know, you can get them in Guild Boss, but it is very rare. I've never personally got one. The entire time I've been playing the game, I've never gotten one of these from the Guild Boss. I know it's possible. I see it every once in a while. I'll see it in the content creator chat when someone gets 2 of them in the same day, etc. But these are valued at the highest thing that I can put out there. And the way that I came up with is the packs that they had during certain events. They'll have a faction legendary hero for $50. And so if people are willing to spend $50 for a chance to pull on any of those, then this is an awakening that you could do on the one that you wanted. The difference is here, whenever you're doing the pulls for the faction Lego, it might be one that you don't have and you're trying to get that one that really helps you out, or you're trying to get the Lord that you don't have, while the Soulstone itself is going to be for something that you already have. It doesn't impact your account maybe in the same way that getting a brand new Lego gets it, but it might impact your account even greater if you have one of those strong legendary heroes and you need to awaken them. So that one is probably the hardest one for me to try to figure out the value of. That's where we come up with the value of $50. Autofight Chances, you get quite a few of these, but they are of value. You know, I use them a lot because at the point in the game that I'm at, I am using my diamonds for mainly energy. I'm farming with them. I'm not necessarily using them to pull unless I really need to get whatever I'm doing for certain events, etc. But the auto fight chances become even more important whenever you're farming thousands and thousands of stamina at a time. The experience bonus, another one that's very hard to find a value for. because you need to time this correctly. And by that I mean you can get these in the in-game shops and there's no reason to buy them. But you need to make sure you are farming your XP runs for however long. I usually do 1 day a week. I will farm XP, and then I don't farm gold so much anymore because I'm farming artifacts and just selling those off as I'm going along. But the experience bonus definitely needs to be used probably once a week, once every other week, whatever you want to do, and you're going to put a ton of energy on that 1 day. You definitely don't want to be using an experience bonus just for a little bit of runs or a little bit of I just want to get enough to get this hero. No, you want to spend a ton of stamina every time you're doing that. The gold bonus, similar concept, except like I explained to you, a lot of in-game players now are not even doing the gold raid anymore. Instead, they're just farming artifacts, and they're farming them at such a high rate, and the drops rates are so bad that they're selling off so many that they don't even need to farm gold anymore. So for that one, it's valued at the same, because if you're not late game, then you need to be doing this to get more gold. You know, if you're not able to farm the mythic artifacts at a very high rate and trying to find the right ones, you're using most of the artifacts that you're grinding for, the gear that you're getting, then this is definitely going to have value for your account as well. It just doesn't affect everyone equally. My value on these crusade runes is 227 because for 200 diamonds you get 1 crusade rune. But that being said, this is only going to be of value if you're an in-game player that can 2-key Nightmare 4 and are wanting to 1-key Nightmare 3, or if you're right on those break points where you're wanting to get the most value for your guild boss runs because you know that the next step up is going to be a game changer for you. That's the only time I'd be using one of these crusade runes. Then we go down to Mithil, and for this is going to be the breakdown that you're going to see. For Artifact Material Raid Stage 18, you get 7 average per 22 stamina spent. For Broken Meteorites for Artifact Material Raid Stage 9, you get 7.5 average per 20 stamina spent, but you don't use these that much late game. For Radiant Meteorites, you get Artifact Material Raid Stage 15 is equal to 7.5 average per 20 stamina spent, but once again, once you can farm the Flawless Meteorite, then those are the ones you're going to be going after. So with this one, Artifact Material Raid Stage 18 is equal to 6 average per 22 stamina spent. But if you are early game and you need artifacts, like you just don't have artifacts that are usable, then obviously this is going to be a little bit more valuable for you than it is for these in-game players that can farm it in the Artifact Material Raid. So next I'm going to show you how to use this, and for that I'm going to go in-game. So I'm going to show you how to use this calculator a little bit, and I'm also going to show you some of the better value things that are in-game often. And so one of the first ones is this monthly card of summoning, where you get 40 rare summoning crystals for $15 US. So as I bring this up, 40 summoning crystals right here, which is a value of 40, and we enter the in-game price of 15, hit enter. It pops it up as a really good rating as far as what I'm considering great value. The next one I'm going to show you is this monthly card of stamina. And believe it or not, guys, this value to me is actually higher, which obviously they think it's higher too because they said it's 1000%. So whenever we plug it in, we have the 9,600 stamina, which comes up to about $32.72 US. And then we have the 630 Autofight Chances, which the total value then comes up to about $36.63. And then the in-game price we enter here gives us the value of 3.66, which is super high as far as the ratings go for this game. The next one that I'm going to show you guys is the resource chest, which is almost always available, and so we're going to plug those in, see what the value comes up to be. I need to delete the other stuff, so as I just go along I'm going to click it, then go to 0, or hit backspace to 0 it out. So we are getting 1 summoning crystal, 10,000 experience, 10,000 gold, 120 stamina, one XP bonus, 1 4-star psychic power, and 1 crusade rune. Which the crusade rune is the thing that's going to sway this though, so don't be quite so fooled on this one unless you're really needing that crusade rune, then it's a good purchase. But as we come through here, The in-game price is about $3. So the total value, if I've got it all typed in here right, we've got 1 summoning crystal, we've got 120 stamina, we have the 10,000 gold, 10,000 experience potions, we have the 1 psychic power, and the 1 XP bonus, and the 1 crusader. And yep. So as this one comes out, it's about a 1.48 value, which is not awful. That's what I consider an average value thing, and it's almost trending even into like their better values. So let's see if we can find another one. Another thing that I want to point out to you guys is the Gold Dragon Pass. So if you are looking for the value of it, I've typed it all into the value calculator over here. And so this is what the complete total is for that Gold Dragon Pass. So you end up getting 9 rare summoning crystals, 3 ancient summoning crystals, 2 divine summoning crystals, 650 diamonds, 250 stamina, 120,000 gold, 100,000 experience, 3 psychic power level 3s, 4 stars, we get 3 of those as well. We get 20 epic skill dust, we get 40 legendary skill dust, you get 6 Autofight Chances, you get 15 radiant meteorite and 20 flawless meteorite. So whenever you do all of the value, it comes up to about 58.17 in value. So for their asking price, it's actually a pretty good deal, but you also have to earn it. It's not something that you're getting that instant gratification from of purchasing it, then summoning a bunch of packs or timing it right, etc. But it is one of the better values as far as the game is concerned. You know, I still like to instead suggest, if you're going to be a low-end spender, that you just straight up buy these, the monthly card of summoning or the monthly card of stamina. It, to me, is the best value that you can possibly have. And yes, it isn't that instant one either, even though you get 10 instantly of these, or you get 630 instantly of these. But over the course of playing the game, if you know you like the game, this is probably the best value you're going to get. There are the random deals that they came out with for like Black Friday, etc. I understand that those are of value too, but this is always going to be up there for the greatest value that you can spend in the game. Once again, guys, I am not suggesting you spend this game. I think you can have just as much fun free to play. This is only for the people that are choosing to spend. I don't want you to spend unless you understand what the value is to you, at least, because the value to you could be completely different than the value to me. I do not have a ton of money. What I do have is the brain that tries to pick things apart and get the best value that I possibly can when I do choose to spend. But I do enjoy spending in games that I want to support, and this game is one of those that I really enjoy and I really want to support them long term. So I do the monthly cards mainly is what I purchase. I will post the link to this in the description of this video. Make sure whenever you click that link, you're going to come up here, you're going to hit file, and you're going to hit make a copy. You will not be able to edit any of the values until you make a copy of this. I know that there are other value calculators out there that have different values than mine, and that's fine. I'm doing this the best way that I can to come up with the value because I want to know for certain events what I should be focusing on if I have limited resources to focus on them. So I always try to determine what the value of each thing's going to be, and then that's the route that I end up going. You know, like I said, I do spend a little bit in this game, but that's mainly just to show support to the company that's doing a good job. If they stop doing a good job, I will stop spending. It's that simple in my brain. Your brain might not work like that. You might want to just spend at the very start and then not spend another penny. You might never want to spend in a game and you don't understand why anyone ever would spend money on something like this. But to us that do spend, it's kind of a form of our entertainment. You know, certain people will go to the movies, they'll pay a certain amount, then after that experience is over, that's done. While in games like this, you still have at least a little bit for however long the game is around. I know these games don't usually last forever. I hope this game lasts a long time though. I'm really enjoying it, and the company Moonton is doing a great job with it, and I hope that they continue to do a good job whenever it comes to listening to their players and responding the way that they want them to. Guys, if this video helped you out in any way, shape, or form, please help me out by subscribing to this channel. It is still a pretty young channel, and I want to help as many players as I can. So please hit subscribe, like this video so that it gets pushed out more to the YouTube logarithm, and so that more people will get eyes on it, because maybe it'll help them determine which direction they're going to want to go whenever it comes to doing events and certain things of that nature. But until our next video, guys, I'm the Gaming Coach, and I'll catch y'all later.